Welcome back to the Anorak Entertainment Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Don Martino, and we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. Cannot wait to get into it. First thing is first, we're going to talk about that new Suicide Squad trailer. That's going to be the main topic, and I'm definitely excited to get into it. There's a lot of really cool and new things in there that we didn't get to see in that first trailer. We'll talk about it for sure. But before we get started today, please hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications. Also, sitting with me here today is Mr. Cisco Scartozzi. Cisco, how you doing today?
Pretty good. It's been a while, but I'm ready to get back into it.
Hell yeah.
So,
dude. Yeah. And then also sitting with me today on the news, sort of. We're kind of switching things up here, though. Is Miss Samee Ramirez. Samee, how you doing today? Yeah, she's still on the news.
Yeah. Doing good. Happy to be here as always. Yeah, I have a list of news open in front of me, so
that's fair. If
anyone needs a reference, I'm here for that today.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Old habits die hard, you know.
They do.
Yeah. Anyway, guys. So, first off, I mean, what'd you guys think of the Suicide Squad trailer? I'll start with Cisco.
Oh, I was like, I've never clicked on the link so fast. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh shit, okay. I think I mean, I was already like, that's one of my most anticipated of the year. So I like that they gave like Idris Elba's character a little more backstory, I guess, because that was probably one of the characters that I'm most excited about and that we haven't really got a lot of info from. So like to see like his motivation and him go toe to toe with Viola Davis, like that scene was intense. Like I really like that scene, and I like her character. That's one of the strongest parts of the Suicide Squad. The first one for me is her character. And then I mean, like the humor, the John Cena like starfish joke, butthole joke made me laugh really hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was good.
It's like, it's another word for a butthole. Is that related in any way? He's like, no. Yeah. And then you just hear like his leather like squeak as he moves, like
right.
No. Yeah. Like he's another like comedic actor that, like, you know, I feel like Hollywood's finally catching up. I thought he was great in Blockers. What was the Trainwreck movie, like, so I just think they have like a really interesting cast of people. You kind of get like the Weasel character. That's another one. I'm like, I wonder what his deal is. I don't know the comics enough. And then you got that scene where he's like, why would you sit me next to this guy? So like, I don't know. I'm a really big James Gunn fan, and so they just gave me, I guess, more of the human aspects, more of the like character stuff that I didn't know. And James Gunn has repeatedly said on Twitter, like, that's what he cares about the most, is character work. And then the rest can fall into line after that. And so I feel like it's showing up. You can already see the difference. And then the what's his name, King Shark, that's like been one of my favorite smaller DC characters forever. And so I'm so excited to see Sly Stallone voice him, and he has another funny moment in there with like bird. Like, no, stop, focus.
Right. I keep forgetting that's Sylvester Stallone every time I see it. Like, honestly,
I hear it a little more in this one. I can hear it a little more in this one than the last one, where he's like, hand.
Yeah.
That was the first trailer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm psyched for this one. I think it's gonna be a lot better than the first Suicide Squad, just off these trailers alone.
For sure, man. I mean, I think that I agree with all your points. Like the Idris Elba getting more to do in this trailer was just really refreshing to see. And
he's a great actor.
He is. I mean, with the daughter aspect, I don't want it to feel too much like the Deadshot thing, you know. But in some ways they seem like they're using him to replace Deadshot, but it looks toned differently enough that I think that it's just gonna feel like a much better movie overall. Mm-hmm. Harley Quinn got some really good action in this trailer too. That was another thing I really loved watching, was the shit she was doing. It looked a little bit more Birds of Prey than the first Suicide Squad.
I was just gonna say
like,
more Birds of Prey. Yep.
Right, and so they're definitely carrying that idea forward, and it really, honestly, just seeing that little glimpse of that made the universe feel a little bit more cohesive, just because it feels a little bit more toned toward like Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
So yeah, really thrilled to see it, and it just seems like it's gonna have the perfect balance of like dark with the comedy, which is what Suicide Squad should be.
That's James Gunn in a nutshell. It's James Gunn.
And I was thrilled, man.
That shot, dude, with her with the flowers in the back, like that shot is like, put that in a picture frame. Like, that was my God, Twitter ABI for like a couple of months, I feel like, because I just was like, that shot is fucking dope.
Oh, it's great. It's
like
great.
That's a great shot. It's totally Harley Quinn. It's like, it's beauty with the just super dark sense of humor and like, you know, badassery that she's known for. Like, it's just, yep, you got it. James Gunn got it.
It's really great, man. And I mean, the other thing, Pete Davidson got more screen time on this one. I don't know how big his role is going to be, but I'm happy to see him in there. You know, and he was the one that said, "Why is this guy sitting next to me?" I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it was just really, he seems like he's going to come in there and play Pete Davidson. So I mean, I'm good with that.
I mean, that's been him in every movie so far. So why break tradition?
Exactly. I'm interested, like, not to spin this off too much, but like, I am interested though to see him play Joey Ramone. I don't know if we've ever talked about that story that he got announced to play that. That's going to be interesting. Because I feel like that's going to be more of a stretch for him. So I just wonder.
That's a dramatic. You can't play yourself in that.
Basically. Exactly. Well, he's dedicated, man. I mean, he's getting his tattoos removed for that role, so that's real dedication right there. So,
like, real life removed, or like,
he's actually having the laser surgery to get his tattoos removed.
He has a lot.
He must really be passionate about the project. He's also a co-writer on that too. So, I think it could be pretty.
I mean,
cool, man.
Respect. I respect it.
Yeah, for sure. But Samee, I mean, do you think that this is going to be better than the first Suicide Squad movie? I mean, maybe that's a stupid question.
Oh, I have.
What a softball ass question.
Yeah, zero doubts in my mind. Absolutely, it's not hard to be a better movie than the original Suicide Squad. Like, we're just gonna say it. It's not hard to be. And I think especially with it really is. And I think the thing it's the James Gunn of it all for me, that this trailer just oozed
from
James
the beautiful
Gunn
what is it? The beautiful dark mind of James Gunn, they said in the trailer.
Which is just perfect, because it really, really is. And like, what is more beautifully darkly twisted than the Suicide Squad? Like, I can't think of anything else right now. Perfect. Like any story that matches like it's True. And it kind of read me a little like the anti-Guardians of the Galaxy, you know what I mean? Where it is still like it's like a ragtag group of people who shouldn't work together, but because they do work together, they make themselves better, you know what I mean? But
Idris Elba's line delivery of like, I don't want to be a part of your Suicide Squad, drops it in the trailer. Way better than the first one. Right. What is this? Some kind of Suicide Squad from Will Smith?
Right. I also
I totally bought Idris Elba's line way more in this one. Yeah,
no, me too. I also I laughed really hard at that freaking weasel thing is hilarious.
It's so weird.
It looks so demented. That's what I mean. Like it's the anti-Rocket Raccoon is like what that weasel thing is.
Yeah.
But I laughed so hard, and they were like, "It's innocent. Don't worry about it." Oh wait, never mind. It only killed 27 children.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the great things that I love about this is like you could bring in so many like characters that are like lesser known into it, and that's what's so cool about it. Like. They're like
Guardians of the Galaxy,
and all of them are like expendable. You know what I mean? Or they should be.
Yeah, they could die.
The Suicide Squad. That's the great thing about it, and it's like, so it could create for some really great like comedy in that way. You know what I mean? And I think that this ensemble just looks incredible. Like I think all of them are
Michael
just
Rooker,
knock it out of the park.
Michael Rooker too.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just it never ends. It's great. I was happy to see. I never thought I'd say this in my life. I was happy to see Jai Courtney back as well. He's one of the better parts of the first
Boomerang.
movie.
Yep.
And
same with what's Rick Flag. What's his actor's name?
He's good. Yeah,
he's good too. Yeah, he was good. Great in this trailer. Like,
yeah, he was good. In this trailer,
his dialogue
watch out
was
that thing killed 27 children.
Yeah.
Is a lot better than this is Katana.
His
dialogue
dialogue
not being killed by her.
His dialogue,
no actor could make that good.
Was unfortunate in the first movie. That he got kind of screwed, because I actually really liked him in the first movie. It was, as an actor, I was like, he fits Rick Flag really well. It's just
he does.
He was written very poorly, and they put him with this stupid enchantress, and it was like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Viola Davis, by the way, I mean, she's always great as Amanda Waller, but
she's the best.
Yeah,
she's the highlight of the first one for me. Like one of the highlights. Yeah, she's so good.
She's
in
one
that.
of the better parts. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think like her, Will Smith and Margot Robbie were the best.
Those are the three
in the first movie.
Yep.
And Jai Courtney and Rick Flag being the kind of like other standouts in there.
Yeah.
Like, on the side,
being like good supporting roles.
Yeah. And well, we've said all.
Are you guys gonna revisit the first one before the new one comes out?
Probably not.
Yeah, I think I am. I typically do watch the DCEU movies before I go into a new one. I typically,
because he said it's not really connected, but there are the characters that are back.
Yeah, like I feel James like Gunn I remember though. Yeah, I'm thinking fresh. Back. Like I could tell you all of their backstories though, and I haven't seen it in years.
It's like,
I have it on Blu-ray. My brothers got it for me as like joke gift. Like, oh god, I hate you guys, but okay, thanks. I guess I don't have to buy this one.
Though, yeah.
I think what he said, it's like a soft reboot, so it's like it's not going to retcon the first movie, but we're not going to really mention it either. It's kind of where he kind of,
which is probably smart. Probably smart.
Yeah, we want to make it feel fresh, I think, is essentially James Gunn's approach.
Right.
So, which is good.
I think it will be fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
too.
And it's looking like it works, because again, like it's totally plausible for me that if they only were able to get like a couple of the original members of that original crew, like in the real world, it makes sense that you wouldn't be able to get
Viola
the
Davis's line
back.
too about that. She said that they picked based on their skill set. They picked the perfect team. So it's not like you're not just getting like smaller scale
one size fits
heroes
all
just because. It's like no, there's a reason we chose all of you to do this mission. So I like that line too,
which is probably like James Gunn's approach to the movie, you know what I mean? He picked all these actors for a specific reason, like he probably has a specific role that he wants each of them to play, and I think he was probably very smart in the way that he casted the film. It looks like it anyway. It seems like they each have like a really good, like distinguished personality to them, as opposed to the first movie where I feel like it was like there weren't a lot of standouts in the first movie, you know what I mean? They all just kind of blended after a long period of time, and I'm happy to see the ensemble again and the diversity and just the fact that there's many different types of actors all coming together. If you'd have told me 10 years ago,
and James Gunn's favorites,
Idris Elba,
James Gunn's favorites,
I would have never believed you.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? But they work in a Suicide Squad type of setting, so.
And it is kind of like the James Gunn Hall of Fame. Showing up
Michael
for this
Rooker,
movie,
Michael Rooker,
even Sylvester Stallone,
Sylvester Stallone,
yeah.
Do you know who's playing
Obviously,
the Weasel?
Sean Gunn. It's Sean Gunn, right?
It's Sean Gunn, right?
It's Sean Gunn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it is Sean Gunn.
That was my guess. I didn't look it up, but I'm like, Sean Gunn usually plays that part of like the CGI character. You know what I mean?
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
I'm looking it up right now.
He's always fun too. So
shout out to Sean Gunn. I saw him on Twitter like tearing up because his LA Clippers are going to the Western Conference Finals. Congrats. My Bucks are in the Eastern Conference Finals, so that's going to be an exciting development here. We could finally win a championship. We haven't won one since the 70s, so it'll be the first one in my lifetime if we win.
Best of luck to your Bucks.
It is James Gunn or Sean Gunn. It is Sean Gunn. Yep.
Figured. Yeah, I will definitely post videos if we win the championship of me just like crying like a baby, probably. So look out for that.
Is that your favorite like sports team in general? Like, or is it like, I mean, like, are you
it's Bucks Packers.
Bucks Packers. I got you.
Packers.
Okay,
yeah.
Because I wasn't sure. I didn't know if you were like a basketball over football or what, or which one do you watch usually?
I mean, those are my top two. I will say, I think I like the NBA's management more, like, because there's rule changes that they do every season, like, and they're very responsive to fans, and like, you know what I mean, like like even during COVID, we still had a playoff and championship last year. They were the first sports organization to have like a solution, which was the bubble, where every team had to go and play in Orlando in this closed off location. And I was like, only the NBA is doing this type of shit. You know what I mean? Like only the NBA could figure this out. So like, I will say NBA probably slight edge, but NFL is like right behind it. Like I like how the NFL shorter season, it seems like it's only like 16 games compared to, NBA's like way more longer than that, way more games than that. So it's kind of like 1A and 1B for me. Like they're both just like super entertaining and like my favorite too. And I think just like, even for like a casual fan, I feel like they're the most easy to get into, because I wasn't always like a really hard sports fan, I'll say. But like once you find your team or whatever, it's so easy to get sucked in, I feel like, to NBA and NFL more than some other ones, say like, MLB. I'm not really a huge MLB fan. Yeah.
Right.
Sorry you got on a tangent, but
no, you're fine.
But yeah,
I'm frozen for some reason, guys. No, you're all good, man. I just I can't watch the NBA anymore, unfortunately, because
how come?
Well, because I always root Bulls, and I know I'm setting myself up for disappointment anymore with that.
I mean, that's the Bucks too. That's part of the fun of it. I feel like is you go down with the ship,
right?
Well, every time like, the Bucks have been so close so many times. Same thing with Packers. That's like if we did lose, which we almost did the other night, I would have been like not even that disappointed. I would have been like, well, this is what we do. We just all get close and never make it all the way. But we're the Vegas, last time I checked, we're the Vegas favorites to win it all. So I'm like, this is the first time when we're in a position of like, wow, we could do this thing for the first time. Right. It's exciting, but I'm also like just a ball of nerves right now.
right.
We've never been in this position before. Even though the bubble, I will say last year, we kind of got screwed because we were the number one team in the league. We looked like the team to beat last year. And then the COVID happened in the bubble, and it was a month or two before we could play again. And then we just completely looked cold and like, I don't know. Right. We just didn't look like the same team. It was, so I don't know. I don't think you can look at last year like a regular year. Like I think the Lakers have an asterisk on their championship last year because of that. It's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah. Jose was on the show the other day, by the way, and I didn't know this.
I saw that, dude. That's cool, man. He went on there, right?
Yeah.
How was he?
Yeah, he was great. He was awesome, man. He's
nice.
I mean,
he's somebody we always talked to for a long time on stereo. So that, I mean, I imagine,
he was great. I can't wait to have him back. He did a really, but he was mentioning about you could actually, I haven't tested this feature yet since I've gotten it, but you could actually watch basketball games from courtside on the Oculus, which is really fucking
wow.
cool.
Oh, I did hear about that. They had trailers for that.
Yeah,
this last couple seasons, they show trailers for that. It looks crazy.
I don't know how. I mean, this piece of technology. I'm telling you guys. I feel like I've been plugging it on every show, but you guys have to get an Oculus. Get yourself.
Okay.
If you could.
This is a segue. This is a segue into my surprise news bit that I wanted.
Nice.
You got an Oculus, didn't you?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
PS5.
Oh, nice. How'd you manage
that? So I know we're like off on tangents here, but if you don't care, but I've been trying for like weeks, dude. Like for like this month, I feel like I was like trying to go hard because I'm like, okay, I'm done waiting. Like I want a PS5. I'm tired of the wait and everything. And I heard they were like they're trying to restock now more in the next few months. So I'm like, okay, maybe now's the perfect time to start really trying to focus in on it.
Yeah.
And dude, I was just like striking out left and right. Like I was in I had one from Sam's Club in my cart.
Yeah.
And they took it out of my cart at the last second, and I was like, fuck. And that happened to me. And then same thing with I was in the Sony. I waited in line for like an hour for them to tell me they were out of stock. It was just like again, like disappointment after disappointment of like I think Best Buy had one of the out of like the cart things happen to me too, where they took it out when I'm putting my information in like out of stock, and it's like, damn it. And finally, like, so then I think it was last Friday, like this dude was like, GameStop restocked, and so then I went on the GameStop links, and they had like 5 different packages with it, so it was like solo, but then other like packages, like so like digital disc version, and then like maybe 2 or 3 different packages with like combos with it. And so then I'm like, okay, so basically I just was like going on different ones and like trying to refresh because they all said like unavailable or out of stock already when I tried. So I'm just going on each, I'm like going through each of them, like refresh, and I'm at work too. That was the other like funny part about it is I'm like, damn it, like I don't have time to like really get into this. So I'm thinking it was like 30 minutes later, I'm like, I probably missed out, like I can't, I just whatever. And I'm like, let me try one more time, I'll probably like not get in. So I just like was refreshing a bunch. Finally the add to cart button turned red, and I was like, oh shit, and I like put it in there, put my info in like so fast. I was like, it was fast, but I also was like double checking, like I don't want to send this to somebody else, like like triple checked it. And then hit confirm, and they sent me the email like confirm. I was like, oh my god, like
nice,
this is so nuts. So I got it, it's coming I think Thursday, the expected day. So
I imagine you felt similar to the kids in Willy Wonka when they got the golden ticket.
Golden ticket, right?
Really think
dude.
Hey,
and the crazy part about it too, it was the day after the Bucks won Game 7. It was a win or go home situation.
Nice.
We won by the skin of our teeth. We won that game. We almost in overtime. And so I was out celebrating that night. We went downtown, and it was Juneteenth. And it was just like the downtown was like just, oh my god, it was packed. It was like,
nice,
and so that was like, we have a very big black community in Milwaukee, so it was like all these black people out for Juneteenth, and like it was just like, it was beautiful. It was like all this, like everyone, all these Bucks fans down there. So I'm like, oh my god, this is a great feeling. Next day, get the PS5. I'm like, dude, I've never had this much good luck in like a weekend. I don't know what's happening.
You should have bought a lottery ticket or something.
I probably should have bought a lottery ticket or something. But that was 2 things in a row where, like I said, we almost lost. I was like, I lost my voice. I was screaming because Bucks definitely could have done what we always do and just like, fuck it up. Like if Kevin Durant, his toe was an inch back from the shot he made at the last second, we would have lost.
Wow.
But his toe was on the line. We tied it up to go to overtime instead, and it was just, whew. So I don't even know. I don't know how the next series is even going to match the craziness of that. But I think once we beat the Nets, like that was our biggest competition. I feel like it's ours to lose now. I don't see any other team, because that's Kevin Durant and James Harden, 2 of the best in the league. And so, oh my God. So it was, what a crazy weekend. What a crazy ass weekend. But I'm ready for the PS5. It came with 3 games. I got Ratchet and Clank.
You got Ratchet and Clank
is,
damn it.
Ratchet and Clank's the one I'm most excited about. And then there's like a race car one, and then I always forget. Is it like Little Big World or something, like the sequel? It's like the sequel to that. So those look pretty fun. And
you didn't get Miles Morales?
I have it on PS4 already.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the bundles though. That was one of the bundles that I was like, I was trying for that one too. I'm like, I would get it just, but it wasn't coming in my cart.
Gotcha.
So I just I was, like I said, I was flipping through, and I can't wait to start collecting 4Ks too. That's the other thing, because like my PS4, you can't play 4Ks. I have a couple already. But now with PS5, I mean, that's another like bonus for me, is like I can start collecting 4Ks now.
Exactly.
And watching them. So that's another thing I'm really excited about.
Yeah, man, for sure.
That's really cool.
I am envious, I'll be honest, but I'm also very happy for you. I mean, seriously.
Thank you, man.
Really,
Thank you.
I am proud of you.
I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't think I was gonna make it. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Now it's down.
Took me like 30 minutes.
It's down to me now. I got.
You can do it. You just have to like. You have to. There's this dude on Twitter, and I sent my alerts on his Twitter every time he'll post like who has it.
Who is it? I'm pulling my phone out now.
Right.
I follow a few people, but
you might already follow him then. But I might have unfollowed him. It was like Matt something. Matt.
Let's see. He'll probably be the top one when I.
Matt Swider.
Matt who?
Matt Swider. SWIDER.
I don't know if I follow him or not. We'll find out here in a second.
That's his handle, and then it's Matt with 2 T's.
Let's see. Okay, I don't follow this one. I'm following him now, and we're gonna find out. Hopefully.
Just set your notifications to all tweets, and because that's what happened. So then, like, my phone buzzed, and I was like, "Oh shit, GameStop!" And he's like reputable. Like, he's not like he won't send you to some third party like person. It's always like Best Buy, Sam Club, GameStop, Amazon. Those like legit people, like, because you could go on those, but like you could get scammed, like. So and then for the bundle, like he said too, like I did end up paying more, which like kind of sucks, like for my bank account, but they're more reliable than just trying to get the system, because everyone just tries to get the system. So if you have the money, like try and get the bundle, because there's more of a chance that you could get it. And then and then another thing, it came with an extra controller. So I'm like, sometimes it's kind of worth it. Like, it came with a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna end up using. Like, a lot of those games are multiplayer. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I can't wait to like play it with my brother. And I already told him, I'm like, we're gonna test it out as soon as it comes. We're gonna like just sit down and test out some of those games, see how they look.
Nice.
I heard Ratchet and Clank is amazing. Like, from all the reviews, I'm really excited. Like, that was one of my childhood favorite series. That it's just like a weird game, but like a PlayStation exclusive game where it's been consistently good over the years. But I heard like the graphics now are just like so insane. Like, they've caught up. And some of the gameplay I've seen is like, wow, I can't wait to get on that.
Holy fuck! Nice. Oh, never mind. I'm not buying that.
What?
Amazon does have them right now, but for like $1,000 PS5.
Yeah, I didn't pay that much. No,
the guy says that they're getting a restock tomorrow, so I'm gonna try it tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, tune in tomorrow, man. Tune in tomorrow and see you can get it. It's possible. I'm here to tell you it's possible.
Well, what's this one come with for the $1,500 though? Hold on, this one comes with a wireless.
That's a lot.
Controller. Dude. They have like 9 left though. That's the thing. Comes with a wireless controller. Let's see. Oh, it comes with the water bottle. That's where you get your $1,500 apparently. I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's 500 right there. That's 500 right there.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like, now I feel like I should keep this out, because maybe the reason I haven't gotten one yet is maybe they're getting restocked while we're doing the show every time. Like, who knows?
There you go.
We took off last week and you managed to get one, so maybe that was part of it. I don't know.
True, but it was on the weekend. Okay. So
every time I even think about Amazon now, or every time I open the Amazon app, I just take a moment. I'm like, Jeffrey Bezos, you did it, Jeffrey Bezos. Every time, Bo Burnham, you cursed me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. Is that the new one? I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, dude, it's a masterpiece, man.
It's a fucking masterpiece, man. Okay. Here's the thing. Everyone I described it as like, it's not as funny as like his usual, stand-up special.
Is it like sad though? Everyone sold it to me as like some sad boy shit.
It's more of like a film. You know what I mean?
At the time,
it's like a sad boy kind of thing with funny moments.
I could probably watch it now because like
a comedy thing.
I've had some good luck finally, but I was definitely not in sad boy hours like
it
when that
puts
came
you
out.
in sad boy mood. Yeah, like if you're not going, if you aren't like I was already going in, but like if you weren't already going in, by the time it's done, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. I couldn't. I'm like, I don't need. I mean, we were covering this documentary like film festival this other day, and like I had to review this one doc about COVID and like the start of it. And dude, I was getting like PTSD, like from it was like it's an HBO doc, but it is terrifying. Like to even just think about, because I'm like, I kind of just had removed all that info from my head of like early COVID and like all that feeling of like you don't know what's going to happen, and they have video footage of like all that, and I was like, oh shit, this was too soon. I probably should not have watched this.
No, Inside is definitely like all of the emotional consequences that humans had to feel because of all of that. That's what Inside is about. You know, so it is heavy in that way.
I watched a video
if you
today.
love Bo Burnham, you have to.
I'm glad you brought this up because I watched a video today of an actual like basic white girl listening to a white woman's Instagram.
Yes. Oh my! I love that song, by the way.
And
that song takes a twist, and it's chef's kiss.
Oh yeah, it takes a twist for sure. But she was listening to it,
and she was
like, she was like, oh my gosh, he is so calling me out. And she actually like went back and like found the posts like and like put them up as he was.
It was her Instagram specifically.
Really, it seemed like it, like the pumpkins she had and everything. It was crazy. Or like the art, like that he was like with the cactuses, like she had that behind her. She had to like pause the video. And she put on a sad face and she like turns her camera. She's like, it was crazy.
Well, I like it more or less than Promising Young Woman. That's the question.
Oh, they're different. Maybe less, I have to say. It's a lot more just like one man's depression.
I don't know though, because if you break
like Promising Young Woman has a much more global context to be discussed versus Inside's like, this is just depression, my man. Like this is what it's like.
It depends.
I don't need a movie for that. I mean,
but it puts it into words though, like beautifully. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It depends though, because if you actually look at what Inside is as compared to Promising Young Woman, like Inside is the more impressive one. Because of what he was able to do on his own. Because there are like filmmaking things in there that are like techniques that like blew my mind that he was able to do. Like just by himself. And that's like the more impressive thing about it. But I'd rather watch Promising Young Woman if that's what you're asking. I don't know. Like it's kind of a toss up there because like I'm
Promising Young Woman is more is a bit more fun, I would say. Like it's got, you know, more fun moments in it versus like the thing like Inside does have a lot of like the moments that are funny I think are like hysterical, like are still funny even after the millionth time I've heard some of the jokes. I still think they're funny.
Well, I've kind of
so
like
you know
leaning
it's like
toward Inside now after he asked that, honestly, because now that I'm thinking back to it, like the fun that I have with the music still, you know what I mean? It like it keeps it up. It's almost like it's so strange. I double featured that and In the Heights the other day.
I was just gonna say this is a perfect segue talking about music to In the Heights.
Right.
Let's do it.
I double featured that and In the Heights, and I was like, oh my gosh, both of those just had such fun music to it. You know what I mean? So it's like I could watch those both anytime I feel like. But if we want to talk about In the Heights. Because this thing,
we can talk about it.
Let's start with this because I have some points I want to make here with the fact that it underperformed. I want to start with that. Because for me, you know, the reason that it underperformed, in my opinion, well, not even my opinion. I mean, I actually did some research and digging because what I did is I actually texted people who did not go see In the Heights these past 2 weekends, and I asked them why they didn't see it. And I got back like every response from
What's In the Heights? Was that some of the
that was one of them. One of the responses was a couple of them actually were what the hell is In the Heights? I also got one that said it was on HBO Max. And I also got I got a couple that were just like they don't like musicals. So that to me, like if you break that down, like there's still a stigma behind musicals apparently that people like. Secondly,
it definitely is.
The marketing apparently was poor because people don't know what it is, and thirdly, I mean it's on HBO Max. They're not wrong. I mean, so it's like why would the box office be as good as it is? You know,
and they don't release their numbers either, so we can't tell what the success was on that. You know, other than the box
ratio,
office
specific numbers, but I heard that but they did say it was also very low on HBO Max. They haven't released any specifics, but they also said it performed very underperformed on HBO Max too, as far as subscriptions and views. So they said it in both ways.
I feel like why don't they just lie? Like HBO Max could just because they don't release they could just be like it was a hit.
Well, because if they say that, then everybody's
right. If they say that and there's not like a sequel really soon, or there's not any more buzz about it, and people are like, "What the hell happened? You said it was a hit. Everybody loved it."
I mean, Netflix does that shit though. Netflix is like.
movie.
Netflix said that like millions of people checked out Midnight Sky with George Clooney like the first week it came out. Right. And I was like, most people I don't even know what the fuck that is. What is that?
Boomers, so man. Boomers have power. Boomers are also on streaming services.
Yeah.
Boomers have it too.
Yeah. Well, Netflix goes into debt just to make a sequel that nobody cares about. Usually.
Yeah, totally.
Let's be honest.
I think, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I think one is it's a musical, like you said, and that does have a stigma, but just having Lin-Manuel Miranda, maybe they didn't market that enough. I feel like that's the thing. Like Hamilton was super successful, and I think that's the reason like we're getting like 3 or 4 sequels released this year alone, and why they're coming back in a big way is because of that. 2, it's like a all Latino cast, which maybe they should have marketed that more, because it could have been an event like Black Panther was for like the Black community. It should have been.
Apparently, that Episide wasn't even good enough for some people.
And thirdly, I think the controversy hurt it, unfortunately, too, a lot.
I don't think it hurt it a lot.
That was the narrative.
I don't know.
And then the HBO thing too. I'll say that too. But yeah, I think the controversy hurt it too, because that was like the first. I mean, what other films is like the first weekend it comes out, it has this huge controversy, and that's like everything I hear about online is like when it comes to In the Heights is just that.
Yeah, but honestly,
about like darker skin Afro Latinos not represented, and it's like that's it might be true. And so I didn't think about that when I was watching it, but like, can we not celebrate it for what it does do?
Well,
like, I just think that's like, there's 2 conversations and people wanted to go with the negative one instead of like what was actually like on screen. And that just took over the whole narrative. And it like made me mad because I'm like, this is a movie I love. I feel like a lot of, Latino people will love and relate to. Like, I'm not even a musical person either, but I saw it in the theater, gave it a chance. My whole family enjoyed it. I mean, like, I didn't like I said, I didn't think about that representation thing. I thought there was like actually a lot of darker skinned Latinos than you usually would see. Like my mom even made a comment about it, like during the filming, is like, that looks like our Tio Robert, who is like darker Latino, and Jimmy Smits, who I think is like darker, like Latino. So like, but I mean, I guess like Afro Latino is like another thing, but it was like, I don't know, it's disappointing. And then like I get like they apologize and everything like that, but I just saw like during the whole week, it made me sad. I was like, can we just, like, where is the excitement? This movie should have been an event. This movie should have been like something special for the Latino community. I was definitely pushing for it to be like that, but it was just like it lost out to the punching down side of the internet, and I hated that. And then like a week later, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard comes out, underperforms, and I hear nothing from like people being like, what a bomb, oh my god, like this movie underperformed. Like, I just feel like everyone was like loving the chance to like, oh, let's talk shit about this movie. It's like low-hanging fruit, and it's like,
I think it's louder because...
Did you even see it? Did you even see the movie? That was my thing. Did you guys even see the movie? Or are you just going with the narrative?
Well, I think it's also louder within the Heights because the people that did see it really, really love it. And that's the other reason that they're upset. But while I think that the controversy played a factor in its box office results, I don't think it's the biggest reason. And I'll tell you why. I think it's because, one, none of the responses that I got back from people had anything to do with the controversy for why they didn't see it.
Like, 2, I think it does and doesn't. I think it's like, it's weird. I don't know.
Number 2, the other thing that I would say about it is, I think that the media is just kind of making the controversy like a lot bigger than it actually is, and like because there's still like a lot of Latinos out there that were really happy about the way they were represented in this film. I saw a lot of Latinos also, like critics who are Latino, also enjoy that. So.
Oh my gosh, some of the acting choices in this movie, just by the way, like, was so realistically just Latino is, I guess, the word to use, but was so realistically just existing. You know what I mean? There was so much like so many nuanced things that you would only know if you were actually a member of that community and acted that way yourself or knew someone that way. You can't, it's like that there are various things that like white people come up with. Like, I think Mexicans or Dominicans act this way when they don't. But if you just watch, you know, a Dominican person exist, you would learn so much more. And that's, I think, what the acting choices in this movie were all rooted in.
Yeah. Here's a couple facts.
I was like blown away by how like authentic some of their even like the nuances, you know what I mean?
Well, let me hit you with a couple facts too. And Cisco, you were kind of talking about this off camera. Number one is the fact that white people seem to be weighing in on this controversy more than Latinos. Number two, here's a fact. People are, and Samee, you brought this up to me in the review when we did it. People are afraid of fun. People who are miserable don't like movies that are fun. That's just a fact. And when a movie is like trying to be more fun than they can even comprehend in their minds, they don't want anything to do with that. It's unfortunate. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that this is how people get. And it's irritating to me when you know, something that is, you know, coming fresh off the pandemic, which was a really miserable time, and you know, when it's the movie that we deserve at this point, it's really irritating, and I wish that, you know, people would just get their shit together and like just accept the fact that some people are gonna go out and just watch a fun movie, and if you want to sit at home and be miserable, then do so, and you can watch it on HBO Max if you want to, and you still probably won't like it if you're a miserable prick. But the
comparisons were unfair too, though, because it's like the week before it was A Quiet Place 2 and Conjuring 3. That's IP. Yeah, that's one is a sequel to like a smash horror hit. One is a third movie in a main franchise with like, they even have a whole universe now. Like, how is that fair to compare that? Like, they're two different things. This is an original Broadway musical that they bring to the movies. And like, there's just so many different factors. I feel like that, like, you can contribute to why it underperformed. Yeah. But like you said, like, why? To me, I made like a post about this too, and like it seemed like a lot of people were agreeing with me, but I was just like, you know, Cruella, In the Heights, like Conjuring 3, Quiet Place, like movies were back. Like I went into it when I saw it. I'm like, this just convinced me like even more that like, I think that was the last movie I even saw in the theater was In the Heights. I'm like, this is amazing. Like you get like 2 horror movies, you get Cruella, which is like one of the only live action ones I like. You get In the Heights, which is like one of the only musicals I like. Right. Like I'm like, this is crazy. We got all these good things, but to your point, like in the same week I saw like one of my old coworkers, like I don't see myself going back to the theater anytime soon. There's nothing out.
We got that going on too. That's another factor. Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? I sent him all the titles I just said in that tweet or whatever. Like, there's like 5 movies you could see right now that are like decent to good, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
It's also, I think, a lot of
struggling to readjust to get people back in the seats.
Yeah. Go ahead, Samee.
I think a lot of it is too the fact that this movie is so unapologetically a musical. Like it goes full, it goes full musical in all of every single number. It just goes full Broadway musical. Yeah. And you know, like everything in that everything about the movie changes when they're in a musical moment. And that's, you know, if you're not into that and if you don't like that and that's, you know, too much, I could really see you not. I could see why you wouldn't like it, but again, that's just like, why do you hate fun then?
I don't. I'll tell you why I don't, because there's a lot of people that, you know, and this is one of the comparisons that people were making, and I think I have a good answer for this, because there were a lot of people that were not very non-musical people that went to see Greatest Showman about 5,000 times, and the thing is like everybody was.
Still say Greatest Showman doesn't go as hard as In the Heights does,
but it's still like very musical, and it's like the music is just as good. If you ask me, I mean, In the Heights is better.
It's comparable. It's comparable.
Yes, and you know the thing that is the thing, because everybody was like, why, if Greatest Showman hit the heights that it did, then this movie should have as well. Here's the difference. A-list stars in Greatest Showman.
Hugh Jackman.
Yes. Zac Efron. And Zendaya. This didn't have that star power. And I wish
that's a good point.
What they would have done in the marketing, because Hamilton was such a hit for Disney Plus, is what I think they should have done is like really throw it in your face that this is like, it's almost like it's if you like Hamilton, you are going to love this movie. Like the first trailer, I think, had that little from the creator of Hamilton.
Love the trailer. I love the trailer.
The first trailer.
I thought it was
great.
a dope trailer.
It was the first one, but like a lot of people didn't even see that. So what they need to do on these TV spots is like, you know, from the people that brought you Hamilton and like really throw it.
It did get pushed back too, though. It did get pushed back a year.
It did.
The full
it's
year,
another thing.
Yeah. It's just.
And I mean, it's hard to.
There's so many factors. You can't really. It's not just one thing.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And I mean, I mean, being the resident musical theater person, like I love Hamilton, love In the Heights, but and they are similar, you know, musically and thematically, and obviously the Lin-Manuel of it all. But like they are quite different. You know, Hamilton is a lot more kind of that orchestra kind of string epicness building in that way, and In the Heights is very like ethnic, like we're doing horns and we're, you know, doing more dance type music.
Loved it.
So you know, so it's a different ball. It's you know,
but
same writer
though,
but different
Samee,
genres. I would say
is that even like with all that said, we're kind of just talking on the basis of getting asses in the seats in the first place, and word of mouth clearly is not the thing that hurt it. Like because people love this movie for the most part. Like it's like 94% fresh right now on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a really well received movie by audiences.
And it's like the people who saw it are loving it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't have hurt it. Like so, you know, people should have reported back and been like, "Hey, I think you might still have fun with this, even if you're not a musical person," to their buddy or something. You know, that would be my guess of what the word of mouth was. It's not that hurt it. It's the fact that that person's buddy that they recommended it to probably has HBO Max. That's a big factor,
right?
Or they just didn't care because guess what? There's no star power in that movie. The cast is great. I'm not dissing the cast. I'm saying there's no household names.
Right.
Right.
Like and if you already don't like musicals, if you're kind of already like, I mean, Hamilton was fine, but I'm not a big musical person. There's no one I know in it.
Yeah.
That, you know,
it's going to be interesting to see how the musicals and the that's coming out, how they perform.
This is a big
how
year
if
for
the
musicals.
narrative is going to be the same.
It's a very musical year. I actually, we'll see. I mean, I kind of have hopes for West Side Story. I think it'll do a little bit better just because you got the Spielberg name backing it. And
Spielberg.
And the December of it all, you know.
And you got not Anthony Yelchin. What's the kid? Ansel Elgort. Yeah, and you know, that's a big... People love Baby Driver.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's not necessarily a household
It's
name,
a new
but they
Spielberg movie
face.
too, you know.
That's
enough for a lot of people.
Than In the Heights. I really do hope that musicals.
It's IP. It's original. It's like previous movie remake.
Right. I mean, I really do hope that these musicals start to lose their stigma, and I hope that In the Heights gains a following later on, if anything. You know what I mean? Because
I think it will. This has a strong fan base. This fan base for this movie is strong. It is small but mighty.
Yeah.
There's another. Sorry.
Well, I was just saying, the nice thing is about this though, underperforming. Like it's not good for the studio, but the nice thing about that is like we didn't really have like expectations for a sequel anyway. So I mean, the only thing that this would really hurt is Warner Brothers' chances of doing another Lin-Manuel Miranda adaptation. But that doesn't mean Lin-Manuel Miranda's not going to get work. Believe me,
he's got another one on Netflix.
Will. Right. He'll be fine. He'll be a household name, and John M. Chu is probably one of the most in-demand directors still to this day. So I mean, since Crazy Rich Asians, I mean,
he's gonna do Wicked. Like
nobody's gonna.
He's gonna do Wicked for crying out loud.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's the other thing that's surprising here, though, too. I mean, yes, we are in a post-pandemic world now, as opposed to what we were back then. So there's that. But the fact that John M. Chu took this like out of the blue movie Crazy Rich Asians and just made it like one of the most successful hits of the year is also what makes this so surprising, because In the Heights actually has a little more clout than Crazy Rich Asians. I mean, it's a Tony winning a musical for crying out loud. Right. So you would think that this would be the one to do better. Maybe it just speaks to volumes about the quality of Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know, but it's still, to me, I mean, this would be the one to do a little bit better. Yeah.
I also do think it is really important to remember, because again, like we were talking before the show about how like kind of it's hard to use a catch-all phrase like Latinos or the Latinx community for every single, you know, brown skinned person in America, because again, like Hispanic people are not a monolith. Some of us come from Mexico, some of us from Dominican Republic, Cuba, Spain, every facet, and it's all totally different stories. So because I think back like what you said about Black Panther, like I think the difference with that is again, Black people are not a monolith, but they all at least, you know, by it stemming from a strong country in Africa, that at least
MCU.
brings a tie, and the MCU, that brings a tie to, like, I mean, I'm not, again, I'm speaking just off the top of my brain, but like for most Black people, that is a tie directly to them. For me, they
fictional
mentioned, because my
right,
exactly, into fictional country, because like for me, my family's from Mexico. They mentioned Mexicans one time in Carnival de Barrio in the Heights, and that is it.
And I screamed,
you know what I mean?
Happened,
oh my god, so. And I love that song. I have the music, the Broadway version on my playlist, and like I get hyped every single time that happens.
Love that.
But again, the thing is, for a lot of Mexicans, they're going to look at the movie and be like, oh, so this is the East Coast kind of Dominican, Cuban, Puerto Rican version of the Hispanic American. Versus, again, like for me, that's not my family's history, and yet I'm still a Hispanic American. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's also a part. Same with like Crazy Rich Asians. Like again, Asians are from, it's a whole continent, you know what I mean? It's not one specific place, but they do pick a place where a lot of people can relate from. True.
Well, I guess the other thing that Crazy Rich Asians had going for it is the fact that it's the first like all Asian cast, you know, so that was another like big point that it had. So that was a big deal.
They could have marketed that too for In the Heights. I don't know. Maybe maybe marketing did. I'll say another thing too I was thinking about, and I heard like on Twitter, like they did a lot of like free screenings for the movie, and I don't know if that hurt it as well, because I went to a free screening of it like before, like the week before it came out, and like I was like wondering, like, does that count? Because like it was a packed theater, and like people were clapping and cheering when it ended, you know what I mean? Like it was, so I was like in my head I felt like I was like, wow, like there's no way this movie is not going to do good,
right?
Like, and then
I saw that I saw it on Twitter so much, people being like, all you Latinos out there seeing In the Heights early and for free, y'all better make sure you go see it again opening weekend.
I know, and I did it, and I feel so guilty.
I know. I saw it on HBO Max. I can't say shit. I watched this on HBO Max.
So Cisco, I felt like it was gonna do very well from the moment I saw the trailer for it. I mean, sure, that was pre-pandemic when the trailer came out, but still, like it was one of those things I was like, oh, this is gonna be like an event because of Hamilton, and I was like, it's clearly gonna be a hit. And like, no, it's just I think the reason that this is worth bringing up so much is because it is so surprising, you know, and like in every single way. Like this is one of those movies that you saw it being a massive hit, but unfortunately for whatever reason, I mean, just they must not have marketed it well enough, because a lot of people just still don't know what the hell this thing is, like that I've talked to. And you know, we know because we're in this sort of, you know, space where we talk about this all the time, but people like that aren't in it like just seem to really be clueless about it for the most part. And that's kind of the people I was reaching out to today, is the people that aren't in this as much as I am, because I wanted to see, you know, why they didn't go see it. And I just asked them that blank you know, that pretty much standard question of, why didn't you go see In the Heights? You know, that was the question I sent out. And I mean, the consensus shows, I mean, for the biggest answer I got is, what the hell is In the Heights? And it's like, there you go, right there, immediately. It's like, and there, a couple of these people would have went to see it because they were big musical fans. It's not, you know, so much that, it's just, there's some people that really still didn't know what the hell it was. And I guarantee these people also don't know who the hell Lin-Manuel Miranda is. And that's unfortunate. Or John M. Chu. It's like, it's unfortunate, but when you're not in the world, that's what we have to remember, like we are, and we're not talking about this kind of stuff every day. It's hard for people to like make those connections. And I think that's, at the end of the day, what hurt this movie. It's like, if you don't have the star power, they're not going to really care.
Yeah, I'll say one more thing, and then like we can move on or whatever. But so just on the controversy too, like I have Afro-Latino cousins, and I have like darker skin like friends or whatever, like Mexican friends too, and I've had conversations with them over like the last 2 weeks, and they do agree with the controversy, even though I don't think they've seen the movies, from like what I've like what just gathered. And I'm like, okay, like I grant you that. But then like one of them, I feel like she was saying that, like, you know, because I was trying to get her to go see it, or like, you know, I'm like, you should just see it anyway and judge for yourself. And like I felt represented, like, you know, and I know there's lots of people that felt represented. And she was saying like, well, like you're lighter skinned, so like you always feel represented. And I'm like, that is fucking bullshit. Like why is there this narrative that like Latinos are there's so many Hollywood movies. We just get all the representation, there's there's two different things. It's like two things can be true. Yes, this has like more lighter skin representation. Yeah, true. But Latinos as a whole do not get represented at all. So like, okay, like two things can be true, and it can't be everything at once. And so it's like, it's unfortunate. That's what the whole conversation was. But I'm like, don't try and tell me that like I always get represented or anything like that. Like no. I do barely ever see myself represented truly on screen. Like maybe as a man, yes, like and stuff like that. But like Usnavi was like a whole other. Yeah, that was like a whole other thing where I was like, man, like this, like Sammy, you even said that too. You're like, basically, you're Usnavi, and I was like, maybe, I could see that.
Honestly,
a little bit,
I was like, you are a Usnavi.
But when could I ever call myself somebody in a movie? You know what I mean? Like, I never even would think to do that generally because I'm not represented. So it's unfortunate. I hope people are seeing HBO Max. I've been telling everyone on my timeline for like the past 2 weeks to go see it. I've done my part, and that's all I ask of you guys. If you think you would like it, do not just listen to negativity. Is like to go see it in a theater, preferably. If not, on HBO Max. I know people have kids and stuff like that, and it's a lot cheaper and easier to see it at home. Like either way, see it. And if you liked Hamilton, like I do not see how you would not like In the Heights, because I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat. It's so goddamn catchy. It's so beautifully shot. John M. Chu, like just some of the scenes like were just took my breath away. Like it's just it's I really wanted it to be a bigger moment, but I don't know exactly what it is, like what happened with it, but like I don't know, it did make me like a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. But I still like the movie, love the movie. It's still my top movie of the year. I said that in my review of it, and so I'm not backing down from that due to all this underperformance or controversy. Like I felt what I felt, and I'm not ashamed of that.
I will say just real quick, just to speak on that, because I totally get what you're saying, because again, I'm also like, my mom is white and my dad is Mexican. Like I've been a white passing Mexican my entire
Mine's the
life,
opposite,
you know what I mean?
But true, same thing.
So like I'm in your boat, and it's the same. It's like I'm never represented this way, period, you know what I mean? But I do get the argument of how, because it was true that when Lin was hyping this movie up, he was like, this movie looks exactly like how Washington Heights looks, down to the casting.
True. And I've never been there, so I can't say that. But okay,
I haven't been there either, but I just take the word. I never been there either, but I take the word of the people, who live there. And the people who live there were like, we're darker than that. What do you mean you made us to look exactly like us, Lin? And I do get the thing, and I do get the feeling like, kind of, because I get the idea of, because a lot of the times why Hollywood will, the underlying back of the mind reason for casting lighter skinned people is because it will make it easier for fully white people to empathize with them, because they'll look just that much more like them versus the community, the dark people who have never been represented, versus making them feel more comfortable. They do it to make the white people feel more comfortable because they want all the white people to come see their movie. So I get being frustrated with that and being like,
did you see the Rito Moreno thing too?
Because of that. Yeah, even in West Side Story,
I was mad about that.
They darkened their skin in that movie.
They made her apologize too, and I'm like, if she feels that way, why, you know what I mean? Like,
so I do get it.
Man.
Also, I realized earlier I called Africa a country, and it's not. It's a continent. I know it's a continent.
It's okay.
I think I said that
in the fictional country. It was in my mind.
Yes.
Country of Wakanda.
I was thinking Wakanda. Yeah, Wakanda's a country. Africa is a continent. Because I said Asia was a continent, and I was like, Africa is too, Sam. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Only other thing I want to add to the controversy, though,
we're gonna get canceled now.
I know. I was like, we can't be canceled. I know I was wrong. I swear.
All right.
Only other thing I want to add to the controversy I
corrected myself
on In the Heights is, I don't want to be in the business of telling people what they can and cannot be offended by, but because maybe a few people actually were genuinely offended by the fact that they weren't represented in this movie. I doubt it, but
Most have not seen it. That's for my thing of it is like,
exactly.
Did you see it? That's what I always ask.
Did
you even see it?
But
because again, most of the people I feel like who are mad are white people who
that have
would rather die than get called out, so they call out other people so they don't get called out. You know,
it just seems
like it's a lot of it. That's Twitter 99% of the time.
It does seem like artificial controversy, but I'm just glad that Lin-Manuel did he was the bigger man here. He stepped up and was like, "Hey, listen, I'm still learning about I'm still educating myself," and that was really the smart way to do it. But
if Tick Tick Boom bombs, though, I want the same goddamn energy.
Oh my
god,
y'all better!
What did you guys think of the trailer for Tick Tick Boom?
Loved it. Oh my god,
I did like it. I loved it. I did like it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hypothetically,
I'm biased though.
If it bombs in the theater or whatever, like I want the same energy that y'all gave to In the Heights.
Yeah.
What happened?
Just as mad.
I'll be honest. I thought it was an all right trailer. Like, I'm a big Lin-Manuel fan, so I'm gonna go support it regardless because I support everything he does typically. But
it's my least excited I've been about it, but I still because I like him.
Yeah,
you know
I'm gonna go support it. Right? Exactly.
So Tick 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 Boom, in case you guys don't know, it was written by Jonathan Larson, who also wrote Rent, correct?
Yeah.
And it's kind of his autobiography. And I'm a huge Rent fan. That was one of the musicals that changed my entire life, like in middle school.
You enjoyed or just the music?
The musical, both.
You
the musical.
The movie nobody likes.
The movie's all right. I've seen a ton of bootlegs of the musical on YouTube also. So like it's kind of Rent is like just Rent in my brain. Gotcha. But the movie's all right. I do like the movie. I like all the actors. Because the actors were the ones who originated them on Broadway.
I just it was like
watching the movies, like listening to the cast recording in my brain. It's all right. It's kind of like, did you ever see The Producers movie? The newest one? Nathan Lane,
Matthew Broderick.
Will Ferrell and Matthew Broderick,
Right.
How that movie is literally the Broadway production filmed for a movie. Yeah. Like they changed very little. It's not an adaptation of the musical, it's the musical.
Right.
And Rent is kind of the same way, where it's, for like In the Heights is a full adaptation of a stage musical to a film.
They didn't go verbatim. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Rent and The Producers, not that.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not that stylized.
I had fun with
like
The Producers, but I also have no attachment to that musical beforehand.
Oh, I love both. And I mean, both, I do love that watching that movie, but I recognize that this is literally word for word the Broadway play.
Right. Did you ever see the Mel Brooks one? Because I haven't.
I haven't. The original movie, I haven't.
Yeah, I would like to watch it.
With Gene Wilder. Yeah.
But dude, the In the Heights song, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I love that song.
96,000 is probably my favorite.
Just you just brought it up. You just said it again. I was like, I'm like singing it in my head.
I want to see Mel Brooks do In the Heights now. Just
man, I don't know, man.
A white man, really,
a white Jewish man, a white Jewish man to tell the Latino experience.
And then let's see people get offended after he calls it In the Whites.
No, that's literally In the Whites is so In the Heights, right, is one of the most popular musicals right now to be licensed for high school theater programs to do, and so, because of that, so many predominantly white high schools do In the Heights, and online it's called In the Whites.
Oh wow!
When they do that.
I didn't even know that. I just pulled that name out of my ass. I figured
if you YouTube In the Whites, you will find a full white production of In the Heights from like Pennsylvania or somewhere. It's honestly, I'm good. Fun. It's awful.
I don't need to see it. Thank you though.
You don't
for
need
that
to see
information. But yeah,
it's so bad. It feels racist, honestly, to watch because there are all these white kids trying to act like Lin-Manuel Miranda, and you're like, this is just coming off as like a caricature. It comes off offensive.
Please don't.
I don't know why teachers would be like, yeah, this is fine.
In the Heights.
We're just gonna offend everybody. We love the music. The kids love the music.
Oh my god.
God. Yeah.
Just go see it.
Yeah, but
I keep listening to the soundtrack.
All we can do is spread the trailer. Anyway, sorry.
That's true. Oh, I just really like the Tick Tick Boom trailer. It looked really cool. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked good enough. Like, it's definitely a treat.
Love Andrew Garfield. Love Vanessa Hudgens.
I didn't love the trailer, but it piqued my interest. And
it's edited well.
It's good. It looked
edited really well.
Yeah, it just didn't look like anything incredible, but yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
But it could be really cool. I hope it is. I really genuinely.
It didn't hook me like In the Heights. In the Heights, I was like, I would just watch that on a loop, like in like damn near. I know people said like they would cry like watching the trailer. And it's like that. That's like much emotion in that trailer. I didn't get that.
I got chills. Yeah,
Mhm.
I got chills with that,
Yeah.
But it's
I
still
I like the little song they sing in the trailer, the like Bohemia. The like Bohemia.
Yeah, but you probably
I like
knew
it.
prior.
I was into
That's
that.
the difference, Sammy, is you know the stuff prior. So like you know the
Well, again,
story.
I just know that because Bohemia is, like a theme, is like almost a character in Rent,
Yeah, but not to us.
That's what that was a reference to. I know. Yeah.
Like
to me, it was like
musicals,
cool
but,
reference, bro. But yeah.
But
and then West Side Story, they're already calling out because there's not like darker skin cast. They're looking at IMDb.
I'm sure. Again, I don't want to.
But I mean,
Ariana
DeBose
to be offended, but like
she's actually Latino at least. Can we give him credit for
Ariana
that?
DeBose, I think, is an Afro-Latina. I think, who's playing Anita,
but not darker though.
Yeah,
she's not dark enough. That's the controversy. But I'm like, can we give them credit for like not casting white people and like brown facing them like they did in the original?
Honestly, like in the original,
why can't we give credit to movies for at least like improving a little bit? Like honestly. I don't think people know how movies work. I honestly think that like they just don't understand how hard it is. And like
it's so insane to watch the original West Side Story, just knowing like how much makeup these men are.
I did it
and
2 weeks ago.
It's like once you know, I saw you. Once you know, you can't unsee it.
Speaking of West Side Story, the chick just got cast as Snow White.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Rachel Zegler. Oh my God, guys, I am obsessed with Rachel Zegler. I am obsessed with her. She seems like the coolest person on this planet. I am obsessed with her. And
where's she from?
Playing,
or like,
I don't know exactly.
Is she like a musical theater person or?
I thought she meant like what kind
like
of
how would you know?
No,
I have not seen her in anything or like.
So West Side Story is like her first movie ever. She was literally discovered when she was in high school. Like she got the role when she was like 16 or something, because she was she's from New Jersey, and she was just like did a shit ton of musical theater, and was killing it. It was just like killing, like getting lead after lead after lead. It was like Fiona and Shrek, Ariel, Little Mermaid. I think she did actually play Maria in a West Side Story production. But yeah, and then got kind of discovered by a casting director that way, who was like, hey, we're auditioning for Maria. Do you want to come in? And
Maria's
then
the best part
Steven
in
Spielberg
West Side
fell in love
Story,
with
by
her,
the way.
and here she is.
Yeah,
she's the best part.
She makes Maria makes West Side Story as good as it is.
I can't wait till the movie comes out and this chick just totally fucks up the role, and then Sammy's gonna be like, "Oh fuck," because now she's Snow White.
Oh wait, no, hold on.
I can't even.
Anita's my favorite, but Maria's good too, though.
I love Anita.
Anita's the best.
Right up in there. I do think it all kind of hangs on Maria. Maria is kind of the thing that ties it both of the gangs together. You know what I mean? But Anita is like one of the most fabulous characters ever put on screen.
I love the Maria song though. That was one of my favorite songs in the movie. Yeah. Yes. And then how they did like the Santana song later on, and I never knew like what they were talking about. Like
the which one?
Maria. Oh, Santana. And he's like, you know what I'm talking about? Carlos Santana.
What?
It's like something.
Did
there's
he
a
do
song.
A cover of that, or?
He didn't. I forgot who the artist is, but like they played at my job all the time. And it's like I never saw West Side Story, but like now when they play it, the chorus is like Maria, Maria, something like a West Side Story. And I'm like, that's what they're talking about.
That's cool.
So
that's like an older
Rachel Zegler, you think she's gonna do well with the role? You're confident?
Oh my God, I'm so confident. Okay. She's gonna kill it.
Right.
The thing is, like,
how dark is she?
Here's the thing.
Is everybody gonna feel represented?
On a scale,
lighter,
I mean, we'll pull out a chart.
Okay, well, I'm not watching it now.
Done. But no, she's
y'all better keep the same energy.
Like, honestly,
I'm saying.
Why?
That y'all show to In the Heights, to all these other musicals.
Literally.
I don't want to hear it.
If you come out for one, if you come out for all of them.
Well, Spielberg is one of the good whites, so I think.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's Spielberg, so it's better automatically.
Right. I do I do think that Rachel Zegler really seems to me to be one of those people who understands the assignment. You know what I mean? Where you just have to tell her what the vibe is like one time and she gets it.
Still.
I think.
I'm still
based on everything that I see,
Reputation.
Reputation, and I followed her on Twitter and Instagram since she got cast in West Side Story. So it's been like years now. She's great. Yeah, she's really good friends with also like Alihi Carvalho, who was Moana. You know, those are like her group of friends. Like the people she's friends with are also super talented and I love. So like, you know, if those group of people seem to agree that like you're talented.
Hold on, sorry.
I think so too, you know.
I never realized here that there's an actual timer here that tells me how long we've been recording for.
That's nice. The more you know. Cool.
Sorry, back to you, Samee.
And anybody, yeah. And also, the second I saw cast as Snow White, I was like, all you mother truckers out here who are going to be like, well, if her skin isn't as pure white as snow, I don't give a shit. I couldn't give less of a shit. It's the same thing with Haley.
It's not faithful to the source material, Samee.
With Halle Bailey, exactly. They're like, well, she is.
Her name is Snow White.
What about her hair? Her hair has to be red to
I'm
be
definitely
Ariel.
not watching the Halle Bailey. It doesn't matter,
movie.
Guys. I'm not watching that. She's not dark enough.
Like it doesn't matter, guys. The thing about like why I trust, I think Rachel Zegler and
imagine
Halle
if we cast
Bailey,
a white person as Black Panther, how would you feel?
Oh, literally. Like, and like the thing is like this thing again with the Disney princesses are like I will
this is shit I read in the comment section. This is not me like just making this shit up. This is shit I actually see online.
Yeah. Honestly. But like the Disney princesses, I will defend until my dying breath. Like I would rather like kill myself than be like, oh yeah, the Disney princesses aren't as good as people say they are. Like they are incredible, and it's because they all have this certain vibe. It's a certain type of.
She's gonna add a little more sauce to it, I think.
Oh my god,
totally. Original Snow White is like
because that's the thing. Like I think the princesses all have this kind of
it's very.
That was such like a out of the corner of my headphones. It just.
It's a little stuffy. That's all I'm saying. She's gonna add a little more modern take to it.
Right.
Well, that's what you were trying to say.
Well, they're writing the music.
I did not get that from. She is a little stuffy.
I haven't seen Snow White since I was like 6, so I'm sorry, but that's all I remember.
The thing about the Disney princesses, though, right, is let me get this across. This is really important to me. The thing about the Disney princesses is that they have. I'm trying. The thing is that they all have. This is genuinely very fucking important to me. The thing is that all the Disney princesses, they're all nice. They're all nice without compromising their individuality, and that's what I'm trying to say. They all have a very specific sort of like empathy and just kind of breath about life that is what a princess is, and a lot of people see that as weak, and I'm like, it's not weak because like they also don't compromise any of their desires for it, you know what I mean? Like Cinderella wants to go to the ball more than if she was just nice and timid, she would have just stayed the fuck home, you know what I mean? She would have just been like, all right, my mom said I can't go, I'm a timid little quiet person, for the time. I'm not gonna go, but she does, you know what I mean? They don't sacrifice what they want in order for you know a man, for literally, or for anything, you know what I mean? That's the whole point. I'm sweating now.
All right, speaking of sweat, did you guys see the Shrink Next Door trailer? Just out of curiosity.
I did, yeah.
What a segue, dude. Oh my god. Yeah. Speaking of sweat, are you talking about Will Ferrell in that as a crusty old man? Well, like what?
Yes.
I'm so confused by what kind of tone they're trying to go for.
Yeah, it's
like
else.
A Lifetime-ish thriller. Like, remember when Will Ferrell was in that Lifetime movie with Kristen
but they
Wiig?
did that to make fun of Lifetime. That was different. When him and Kristen Wiig did that one, that was because they wanted to make fun of it. They knew
they played it super serious.
Yeah, but they knew it would be funny.
It's like him and Paul Rudd, who are like these two comedic all-stars in this movie, playing it like super serious. Paul Rudd's got this weird accent going on.
Do you think it's
like that's what we call a breakthrough?
You think there's a chance this is going to be good? I found this to be very interesting because on one end it could be one of those things that actually works, but on the other hand, I can't see Will Ferrell actually completely shutting off that
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What is this? Like, Is this a comedy? Is this a thriller?
Right. It looks like a performance piece, but like on the same hand, it's like I'm not sure because I don't know if either of them can completely shut off their comedic chops, entirely. Like Paul Rudd a little.
They're just too charming to play like every guy, everyday dudes. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're just too funny and charming. So it's like I don't know.
But this is coming out on a premium service, so it's not like it's going to be a Lifetime movie script either. I mean, Apple TV has done very well with their content. I would imagine they're going to try to put something out that's
gonna have to disagree with you there.
You don't like Apple TV stuff?
Nah. Other than I'll say like Ted Lasso, I like to our In the Heights point. Ask any like average person like what they're watching on Apple TV, and they'll be like,
Ted Lasso,
what is Apple TV or Ted Lasso? You know what I mean? Right. Like people just don't use it, or like I even forgot in the trailer it said Apple TV.
I'm not saying it's a hit. I'm saying that like the content that they have put out has been pretty good. To my understanding, like it's like the morning show is really good. I can vouch for that one. Dickinson I didn't like. I'll say that. But the other one, the one with Chris Evans was supposed to be incredible. You had the one with the For All Mankind that everybody.
The Justin Timberlake. I heard like middling things. I don't know.
It was kind of
I hear like mixed things.
Yeah, for sure. But I think even that one was like a little bit more majority though, just slightly, just a little bit tipped the scale on the positive side, just ever so slightly. And then you had they've had other good shows on there. Trust me. I mean, there's a lot of people. Like
Ted Lasso is the only thing I really enjoyed. One, I have to say.
Okay.
I can't. I've tried a couple different movies and things, and I don't know. They don't have an identity. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like they need an identity, like because HBO Max has like all this back catalog, amazing back catalog, and blockbusters now. Yeah. That's their identity.
Yeah.
Netflix has like, their original series and the movies, but then they also have just a mix of different things. Disney has Disney and they're in the MCU stuff. You know what I mean? Like everything has. I'm like, I don't know what Apple TV is or you know what I mean, what it's gonna be like. I guess like maybe like with morning show like a comedy again.
No, morning show's like a straight up I don't even know
what it is.
Oh, it's so good, dude. You gotta watch it. It's Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. I know it sounds bad, and Steve Carell. Steve Carell is like, I know it sounds bad, but like this is honestly their best work. I think their career best outside of Friends for maybe Jennifer Aniston. I think this is their career best stuff because and they're also like they're writers on the show too, which is another cool thing. But
I mean, Along Came Polly's right there, Dom. I mean, you're gonna just ignore Along Came Polly?
I like Along Came Polly. I actually have a soft spot for Along Came Polly.
Me too.
When Alec Baldwin farts in that urinal, that scene gets me every time. It's one of the best fart jokes I've ever seen in a movie. But anyway, so that needs to be a soundbite, by the way. If we could ever get sound bites, Alec Baldwin's fart in that movie. It's so good. Anyway, but my point was it's kind of about like cancel culture in a way because Steve Carell's like he was a news anchor. It's almost like if we were telling the story of Matt Lauer. He was one of these news anchors that like sexually harassed people in the show.
Yeah,
and it's like it's really really good. I haven't seen it all the way through, but season 1 is really good. I could say that like it's a really fucking good show. Like
Ted Lasso's great. I'm not talking like that genuinely is a great show. They got one with that, and I can't wait for season 2. But
yeah, by the way, I knew Ted Lasso was going to be good before it came out. I know somebody that worked on it, so he told me, he was like, "This is going to be like a."
You got the inside scoop.
I did. He told me, he was like, "This is going to be a big show. Wait for it. This is going to be Apple TV's biggest thing." And boy, he was right because I haven't seen it yet myself. I know I need to watch it, but I hear it's fucking fantastic, and I love Jason Sudeikis. Yeah. So, but anyway,
my only problem is the Mexican character. Like I do have problems with that Mexican character. Okay. It's kind of like cartoony and like annoying, but. Other than that, I think it's good. It's cool.
How's his skin tone
I wish they had.
Is it close to yours?
He's pretty dark. He's darker than me. Well, so maybe that's why they gave him a pass. I don't know. but yeah, like, and I wish they had more soccer, which I think they will do in season 2. I think that probably costs way more to like have a field and do like those soccer scenes. But as a person who used to play soccer, I'm like, I wish they had a lot more soccer. There's a lot of like, on the like practice stuff and like, you know what I mean, in the stands, but like they don't really show footage of them playing soccer. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's a sports show. Can we show some of the sport a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they'll do that in season 2 though. Once they get like a bigger budget, I think that'll be fixed. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I was gonna say though about The Shrink Next Door, I'm gonna go out on a whim and say that they shot that one during COVID. I'm not sure, I haven't done research on that, but like they both Paul Rudd
kind of looks
Ferrell,
like it,
they
right?
look like very, you know, like scruffy, like they both have quarantine hair going on,
beards,
you know, and beards, and it's like I don't know if that's to fit the characters or if it was just something that was just done because they look that way, or if this was like completely written for the quarantine versions.
They both look like they could play a shrink.
I don't know.
They both look like they could play shrinks.
Which
it's weird. It's
shrink?
like,
are they both shrinks? I didn't get that.
No, Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's the only shrink. He's the shrink next door then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
it's like Will Ferrell's like a nut. Yeah, he's like a nut in this movie. We'll see. It could
but it's
be
like,
cool.
Is he evil? Is Paul Rudd evil? That's kind of the vibe I was getting from it. Like there's gonna be some kind of like, you know, some creepiness or something that like twist to it that they don't reveal in the trailer.
Yeah.
Speaking of like revealing stuff in the trailers though, that Megan Fox one that you posted.
Oh my god, what's the name of this stupid ass thing?
I couldn't even finish it.
Dude, they show the whole movie in the trailer. It's like 4 minutes long.
Good.
Yeah, it's ridiculously long. And the other thing,
Midnight in the Switchgrass. Horrible title.
It's trying to like deal with this serious topic about people who like really do bad things to women, and this guy comes up and he's like, "Get ready for purification." How am I supposed to take that seriously?
That line made me laugh so hard.
Oh, me too. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh my god!
Is anybody gonna take this thing seriously? No, not with this writing. And like, I thought Machine Gun Kelly was on a path to like good stuff because he did that Big Time Adolescence.
Oh, I can't. I don't. I'm not a fan.
Oh, I like him. I don't want to see this movie though. I don't care to see this movie. I think that this is horror. I'm not a fan of him in like the stupid what was the
how much Bruce Willis has fallen to just makes me sad.
God.
Like
the fact that he's in this,
he's not even billed. He's not even billed like in the trailer. It's like he's like third or fourth build or like, oh my god.
The fact that he's in the movie at all is just a joke on its own, and it's like this was one of the worst trailers I've ever seen. I am so glad I watched it though, because it was so funny. Like
you see the whole movie. I feel like I don't have to see the movie now because they posted like every single twist and thing that happens.
This trailer's plenty. This is enough. This is enough. I gotta say, Cisco, I'll get to it next week. I forgot to watch the Karen trailer before today, so I
dude,
can't
you gotta watch it.
I will before next week. I promise. I can't wait.
Have you seen it, Steph?
I did.
Dude, Karen, it's even funnier, I feel like, than the Megan Fox one. Like, there's so many. They just made a movie about a racist lady named Karen, and it's like they're so blatantly trying to rip off Jordan Peele and Get Out. Like, they want to be that movie so bad, but they don't understand any of what Jordan Peele was doing when he made that movie. Like, they're just like, let's put a racist lady and have her do racist shit. That's like what Jordan Peele did. It's like, no, he actually, there's so much more nuance to what he did. And like how they try and hide the fact that they're racist. And it's like this like niceness, this fake niceness. Like you can't just make a movie about a lady being racist. Like, and like, it's just, oh my God.
Yeah.
Some of the lines in there, I mean, there's a one line where the black protagonist, the woman, the main one, she's like in the kitchen, and then Karen's like, look at you just slaving away in the kitchen. And I was like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
it's so like just out there. And it's like, as soon as you see the original movie, I mean, they have a reputation for like trash stuff. So it's like, I didn't expect much, but like, I mean, I think the woman who plays Karen, she's like in Orange is the New Black. Like she's been in a bunch of stuff that I've like seen.
Familiar. I saw her.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
She's like in 8 Mile. She's like his ex-girlfriend, 8 Mile.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's how I know her from.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, dude! Whoever thought of this movie, and like they really, it was like an SNL skit. Like when they do fake SNL skits, like trailers, it really felt like that. It was like so weird that they did that. Like it's, oh my God! And then someone in the comments was like, we basically already got this movie with Lakeview Terrace with Samuel L. Jackson, if you remember that movie.
Yeah.
And they tried to make it Karen instead of like a racist Karen instead of Samuel L. Jackson, who's just like a crotchety ass neighbor.
Right. I do remember Lakeview Terrace. Yeah.
Was Patrick Wilson the main guy in that
He
too?
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early Patrick Wilson. Yeah.
Before he was like really good, like he is now. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Before Conjuring.
Right. Yeah. But speaking of Karens, did you guys hear what Elizabeth Olsen's saying about Multiverse of Madness here? This is like pretty cool. I know I could have used Sam Jackson for Nick Fury, but I went with Elizabeth Olsen being a Karen or something. I don't know. But anyway, no. But Sammy, what's going on with that? The Elizabeth Olsen story.
So let me see. Hold on. Let me look it up real quick. On the thing.
She's the sister of Mary Kate and Ashley. We know that as much.
Is exactly. She's the third.
She was on Hot Ones recently. Very good episode.
She was on Hot Ones recently. Yeah. I watched that. That was.
She killed it. She honestly killed it. Like she did a lot better than like, and she was a great guest. Oh my god, she was like so charming. And she had no problems with the wings, which was like honestly impressive.
I saw it pop up on YouTube. It's on my feed, but I haven't checked it out yet.
I'm always impressed when people barely react. It's like she just was like killing it. She's a trooper.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this is a little hot. Like just patted her face. Oh, okay, next one. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I kind of skimmed over the story because I was like, she said the movie's misleading. She's saying that it's gonna be scary.
I mean, and it's Sam Raimi, so we already knew that.
So what's misleading?
People were
about
comparing it to, because it says people were comparing it to Indiana Jones, and she went, it's definitely scarier than
that. Yeah,
and that's it.
I think it was like misquoted though, because it was saying like
because they were comparing like Doctor Strange to Indiana Jones, right?
It doesn't mean the tone of the movie is gonna be. Exactly, and honestly, we just did Last Crusade last week on Saturday Matinee, and like there's some dark shit in all the Indiana Jones movies. Like, you know what I mean? In part 2, a guy gets his heart ripped out. You know, so like I don't think it's like that.
We literally melt in the first one.
So it's like it could still two things can be true. Again, I'll get back to this. Like it can be Indiana Jones like, and it can also be dark. Like it's Sam Raimi.
Indiana Jones like character with the tone of a horror movie.
Sam Raimi movie. Which we expected, which I expected at least, because it's like it's Sam Raimi. Like he's gonna bring that aesthetic.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in this multiverse thing, the other interesting question I wanted to ask you guys, because he's been saying some stuff, is do you think Willem Dafoe's going to show up in this? After his recent 100%.
Did you see that clip?
Saw that clip? I did. Yeah.
I think that was pretty obvious, dude. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about movies that aren't out yet. He said something. He definitely
it was pretty obvious. I felt like too. It was very on the nose. It was like Michael Keaton trying to deflect Batman, and like we got images for that.
He's gonna be in it.
He's confirmed.
He's gonna be in it.
Right. It was like it was almost that obvious. Like he was trying to tell us without telling us. You know what I mean? And so I feel that way too. It wasn't as good of a defense as, let's say, Andrew Garfield's was, which still wasn't even that great. But
no,
like, it was at least a little.
You could tell he thought about his excuse earlier, like instead of just being like, let's not talk about it, like, which was Willem Dafoe's.
These old seasoned actors don't care, man, because they're not going to get fired. You know what I mean? If they hint toward it, they're not going to fire them. They can't. It's like they need these people to make the movie that they had envisioned. So they don't really care. If they hint at it at all. That's why Alfred Molina went off and spoiled the whole damn film before we got to see it. So,
he just did not care, dude. No fucks given. I love that.
I don't know, Sammy. You think he's going to come back, Willem Dafoe?
Oh, totally.
As Green Goblin,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to talk about things that I don't know about yet, but like totally.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man 3 is gonna be everyone but him, I'm sure. Yeah. So
yeah. What's this story, speaking of superhero movies, about the DC fans like slamming like Warner Brothers for replacing
Memento? Let me see.
What's going on with that?
Keep talking.
DC fans crying like always.
Yeah.
They're mad about it.
they're mad because basically,
honestly, like
Affleck's...
breaking news. The DC fans are mad,
upset about something else.
Well,
I can't believe it. They're mad about Cavill and Affleck. It's a brand new genre.
Don't get me wrong. I love
never
their
commented
roles,
about this
and I want to
before.
see them back as well. But like, first of all, I'm actually pretty positive Cavill is going to come back. Like, he's expressed the interest already, and I'm sure that they're going to give him something to do. And Affleck's already been confirmed for the Flash movie.
I see the controversy. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I found out what the actual controversy was.
Is there actual, like,
I looked
shit?
into it. So here's the thing.
Warner?
Okay. So I don't know how well you can see this, but I guess
I'm
on the Warner Brothers...
I read
see
it.
that well. So the Warner Brothers studios on the outside of their, like, outside of the building, they put up a bunch of different, like,
I think the title's misleading.
Kind of.
The title's misleading.
Yeah, it is misleading.
Because
but they put up character portraits
replacing.
So they put up these character portraits, right? And the ones for Batman are Michael Keaton, and the one for Superman is Christopher Reeves. And people are upset that they think it should be Cavill and Affleck. Yep,
so
that's a controversy.
So the better Batman and Superman are
I know,
up there,
sorry
DC
that the
fans,
superior are up there,
the most iconic ones.
Yeah,
but okay,
this is like a BS
honestly,
controversy,
the two
man.
most iconic.
It's so BS, dude.
Without,
I just rolled my eyes when I was reading it. I was like,
once
God,
I
get
figured this
over
out,
it, dude.
These are the men that paved the way so Cavill and Affleck could have jobs in the first place, playing these superheroes.
And I'm like, have you guys seen these movies? Why are you mad?
They probably haven't, honestly.
Is this Gen Z complaining? I'm sorry, Gen Z, but like, is this Gen Z?
It's Twitter for sure. So
yeah, I mean, seriously, like, I don't get like who would be this pissed off about it. That it's like it's causing shit.
Yeah,
they're like they're doing it on purpose because they're trying to like erase them from history. It's like, or there's other people who have played Batman and Superman before.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because the other ones are like, I mean, okay, they do have like Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, and they do have Jason Momoa Aquaman, and they have Harley Quinn.
Name me the other iconic Aquaman or Harley Quinn that they
honestly though,
there.
Right? That is more recognizable. Name me one other Aquaman that's as recognizable.
I
as
guess
Aquaman
Wonder Woman you could have, but like even then, it's like no, Gal Gadot is.
She was way more like a
like,
TV thing though.
Yeah,
this is Warner Brothers Pictures Studios.
Right.
You know,
this is a film.
It said,
I
forget the title of it, but it said it's like the whole exhibit is like 100 years of cinema.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like
not. Yeah.
It's so there's if you look at the other exhibits too, there's like a black and white one, like, you know what I mean, up there too, and there's like other older movies along there too. So I'm like, people are just mad about nothing. This is what it is.
I'll at least say this. I'll at least say this much. It is kind of interesting seeing as how Affleck and Cavill are kind of the ones that have been, kind of wonky about their roles. That said, it's nothing to get pissed off about. They're putting the people up there again that paved the way for them to be able to play those roles in the first place. I don't think that this was like an intentional fuck them, because again,
definitely right.
Ben Affleck is confirmed. He is back. I don't know for how long or whatever, but he is back in Flash. I mean, he's
probably not very long, but
no, but at least it's not like
cameo.
They clearly don't like hate Ben Affleck is my point. Like it's not so much that. And haven't they done enough? They gave us the Snyder Cut people. We need to calm down. It's just chill. We're good.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you got what you wanted. Like,
this is coming from a guy who likes Cavill's Superman better, by the way. I know I'm in the minority, but this is coming from me who likes Cavill's Superman better and would love to
they got
see
like
that.
Humphrey Bogart on here. Are you guys
I know,
why aren't you guys mad about that? Like can we get someone more modern in a suit?
I'm more mad about the fact that they put Newt Scamander right next to Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I find that to be more disrespectful. Personally, if you want to be mad about anything, to try to put those two on the same playing field.
Have a look around.
Can I interest you in everything all of the time?
We have a bunch of pictures of Harry Potter characters
fuck each other. Welcome to the internet.
Welcome to the internet.
It's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. Is the way he says that at that part.
Oh, it's great. That whole song is like is like catchier than it should be. I feel like because it's like a polka,
right?
And then it's like, but it's got this like real awesome beat behind it, and it's like,
and then it slows down. It changes everything.
It's so great.
My god,
it shouldn't be it has no business being as good as it is like that for a polka song. but he
really
made it like so catchy. I can listen to that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
About 1,000 times in a row.
Totally.
Is there anything else going on in the world of news before we get out of here?
Let me double look. I think we got the big ones. Yeah, do a double looking.
Do some double looking.
Yeah, some double looking. We got John Wick 4.
Snake Eyes
got casted. Snake Eyes.
We do have the Snake Eyes trailer, right?
You didn't want to talk about that, yeah.
What'd you guys think of that?
This trailer was way better.
Yes, I swear.
It was all right.
Somebody was watching.
I didn't. They used the
same
song as the. They used the same song as the Black Panther trailer, though, which is the only thing.
Did they? Oh, I'm on
it. That trailer. Yeah, is that not? I feel like right. That's from the Black Panther
trailer,
right? Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
That was just such like, yeah.
They used it from the first Snake Eyes trailer. I remember they used that same song from the first Snake Eyes trailer.
It's definitely from another. Yeah. There's another like popular trailer that used that. I know for sure.
But it looks way better.
It looks cool other than that.
This one's had massive improvement. I was happy to see it too because we were talking about it on the show for the first one, how bad it was. It was so like, first of all, it was a 49-second trailer. It was stupid for them to even put that one out. I don't know why they just didn't wait till they had this one.
Yeah,
because it was like why would you only put out that 49 seconds and 2 weeks later? I swear somebody was listening to us when we were talking about it. I'm telling you, because they were like, oh, real quick here, let's put out a 2-minute version of this or whatever this was. Or it was like a minute 49 or whatever it was. But either way, it was like really, really much more in depth. And now it's like, oh, thank God. Because it looks a little bit less like those bad G.I. Joe movies and a little bit more like what I would like to see. So, it's still not sold me 100%. I mean, I love Henry Golding, but it looks a lot cooler than I thought it was going to. That's for sure. So I'm happy about that. Definitely boosted my excitement. So, yeah.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I think it looks way better. And then you got Samira Weaving in this, which I didn't know she was even in it.
Yeah,
and then
she's really good, by the way. I've been really enjoying her and stuff.
Me too. Yeah. So like I'm like
she got cast in Knives Out too, by the way, recently.
Oh, that's right.
That was fake news.
Yeah, she's gonna be Knives Out too.
That, actually, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a smart choice, actually. She was already in one kind of murder mystery type thing with Ready or Not.
And killed it, yeah.
Fucking Ready or Not was amazing. It was
Ready or Not's so good.
Guys,
that's an incredible movie. Yes.
I'm sorry, that's fake news.
Is it?
Not in Knives Out too. Yeah.
Is it?
I debunked it already.
Definitely in she's not in Knives Out too?
No, she it was a fake movie page, fake movie page that trolls, and one of my followers,
I saw that multiple places,
posted it, and I was like, yeah, bro, like I'm a huge Samara Weaving fan, so I looked it up as soon as it happened, and she's not in it.
God damn it.
So I know. Like
You're
that,
right.
literally
the place. I hate
no
it.
big Twitter picked up on it. You're right.
The at name for it was like Weaving Hive or something. I'm like, oh, this is fake. Like this is not. It was like Weaving.
However, this is cool news. I mean, she is, however, going to be in Damien Chazelle's next film. I know Sammy, you and I are fans of him, but
I love Damien Chazelle.
I don't know about you, Cisco. I think you liked Whiplash, right? Or
I did.
Okay. I like all three.
I'm just not a La La Land
right?
fan. That's the only one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you like First Man then? I would assume probably.
Love First Man.
Was great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like a lot of his stuff. I just not La La Land.
Yeah, his new one Babylon added Max Minghella from Spiral and who's Flea?
Social Network.
Who's Flea? That's an actor apparently. There's an actor named Flea. Had no idea, but
really
they're added to the project.
I don't know.
And Samara Weaving is also added to this. So yeah, that's a kind of a cool cast. It's interesting. I'm interested to see who the fuck Flea is. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems my favorite part of the Snake Eyes thing though. It seems like it's setting up his story, but it's like not like overdoing the like. This is how he gets into the G.I. Joe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a straight up, like, backstory. Like, that's the things that piss me off in the prequel stories. First thing, it's like, we have to connect every single thing that you've seen previously to make it fit. We have to, where he got his name from, where this happened. Like, it's just like, no, it's like, it looks like a just straight up, like, action origin story. And like they do say Snake Eyes in it, but it was cool. Like it was like they had the die, and it was like Snake Eyes, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And then you see his helmet at the end, like for one quick scene, and I'm like, okay, that's all you need. You don't need to like keep doing like I'm sure they'll probably have something at the end, like we want to recruit you, or I don't know, like some bullshit like how with the GI Joes, but like I don't know. I like that it was different. It seemed like it was a lot it was like separate. It was kind of this training facility type of thing. So it looked way better than that first like preview thing. They should have probably put this one out first and then the preview one after. I don't get the logic in doing it the way they did.
Yeah, but again, I'm telling you, they listened to us, man, when we were bitching about it, because it's weird that they put it
there
out.
Probably was a negative reaction.
Probably overall, there probably was. Yeah, that first trailer was so bland. And what can you really achieve in 49 seconds anyway? Though it never made sense to me. I figured that they were still like. They still had a lot left to go in production. That's why I figured that they put out the 49 seconds, but apparently not. There was really no logic to it.
They had all this left, yeah.
I could easily see this, though, being a little bit more like Mortal Kombat 2, which I don't want, but like I could see it going that way, too. I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple moments of vibe from that, but we'll see. I love Henry Golding. I will watch it for him and give it a good shot, and I think it could be fun.
Me too.
For sure. Did you like this trailer, Samee?
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I was into it. It seemed cool. It was kind of that, basic kind of action movie trailer for me, where I was like, I am seeing nothing I haven't seen before, but this context looks cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still looks cool.
Not a Henry Golding fan at all. No.
I mean, I do like Henry Golding. It's more so just not like a G.I. Joe. I don't really want to watch G.I. Joes just punch each other for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's
like, I think he'll bring something. I think he'll bring something different, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, he's a great actor. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think he would have signed on, honestly. If I think he makes good decisions. I don't think he would have signed on if there wasn't a little bit more to it. I'm sure money definitely helped him sign on, but I think that there's probably a little bit more to it as well, because I think he really is a smart kid. I think he makes good choices, and I mean, did Cisco? You saw The Gentleman, obviously, right? Wasn't he great in that?
Oh
he
yeah,
was phenomenal in The Gentleman.
Oh nice.
Yeah, everybody. Was great in The
Last Christmas too? Like he was like one of the good parts of that.
I didn't watch it, but I hear the movie's bad. Not because
everything I've heard about the Last Christmas, I'm like, nope, I can't do it.
Yeah,
that seems too much.
I kind of liked it. Like I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Just off of him and Emilia Clarke's chemistry.
It's got two actors I really like. It's got a director I really enjoy. I should probably give it a shot, because who knows? Maybe I will actually enjoy it. Who knows?
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. It's cheesy, but I'm also like aren't like every Christmas movie like cheesy as hell, you know what I mean? And like it just I didn't find the difference between that and like most rom-coms. Like I'm just like, why is this so much worse than like there's some really like tough plot points that I don't want to spoil that are like just ridiculous, but like I just felt like the Emilia Clarke, like the character she played was like really funny, and I liked it. Like just pretty much just a mess the whole time, and then like Henry Golding like comes in and like their whole chemistry like really worked. So, and that's most of the movie. True. So I feel like if you like them, I feel like y'all would give it a shot, both of you.
Maybe I will.
Maybe this Christmas.
The more I think about it from that angle, like when I think about like Home Alone, for example, like that's like a Christmas movie that like everybody loves, but it's not the most critically acclaimed thing in the world. If you actually look at like what critics feel about it, like, it's pretty poorly reviewed, especially upon its release. It didn't get the best of reviews, but it's one of these revered like Christmas films. But what were you saying, Samee? I'm sorry.
I don't do Emilia Clarke rom-coms anymore. Me Before You. Have you ever seen that?
Was the first
movie?
one I've seen.
That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I hate it. I hated with a passion Me Before You. I read the book too. The book
does she play like a drunken mess in that? Movie. See, that's what I liked about
No, but I don't think I'm like, if I didn't like you as a charming regular person, am I really gonna like you as like a messy kind of?
It's different. It's different than what I expected from her.
I just can't do it. I'm like Olivia. I was gonna call her Olivia Clarke. Emilia Clarke.
She's a really good actress, though.
I love Khaleesi. You're great as Khaleesi, but like I can't watch your rom-coms.
Emma Thompson too. Emma Thompson was good in that.
Is she in Last Christmas?
Well, now she'll watch it.
Oh,
now she'll watch it.
I know that piques my interest a bit more. I just every single thing I heard about that movie like just made me so. I just find Emilia Clarke in rom-coms to be so annoying. That's the thing. Like she's just so annoying to me that I can't empathize with her, try to get on her side, or I can't want to be her in anything. I'm like, you're just so annoying. I don't want to be you. I don't care about you.
I think she's far too charismatic to ever annoy me. Honestly,
she really is.
Yeah.
But like from a dude's perspective, it's like, isn't it always in rom-coms the guy's like the bumbling idiot, and then like the girl comes, and it's like they kind of like role reverse that. That's why cool. I liked it, where she's like the drunken mess that like shows up late every day and like does not have her life together. Everyone's like, what are you doing with your life? And then Henry Golding comes in, and it's like, and I like that, even though like there's some like really tough story beats of it.
I'll give it a shot this holiday season. I'll give it a shot.
It was on HBO or something a while ago, so you guys, it might be like streaming for free for you guys if you like were going to check it out.
I'll check it out for sure. It sounds like
sourest taste in my mouth.
I was probably going to have.
I hated that movie.
Chill. I was probably going to have to check it out.
All Feig's hit or miss too, so I came into it with no baggage because like there is some good stuff I like from it, and then there's some stuff I don't like. So I don't know.
I think Paul Feig's a good director. I like those two actors, so I'll have to check it out this holiday season anyway. So, but anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap it up today. I want to thank everybody for joining. Cisco, before we go, where can people find you?
You find me at misfit_minded on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on Stereo. And I do some shows on there. For example, this Friday, I'm reviewing Hobbs and Shaw for my show Movie Buffs with Shani B to get ready for Fast 9. And then we also do a Saturday matinee every Saturday where we talk about Loki and our two movies that we do every week. Like we do two different movies every week. And our two this week, we're doing a Justin Lin double feature for Fast 9 is one of them. And then we're doing one of his first movies called Better Luck Tomorrow, which like I've never even heard of, but like it's got Han in it and it's got like an all Asian cast.
Oh, cool.
And it's like really high reviews. It's like one of his first movies. So I'm like, let's try it out. And Edwin hates the Fast and Furious movies, so that's pretty much why we didn't do another Fast movie. I'm not shocked if he doesn't go into like F9 and he just hates it. But and then you can catch that at Sat Matinee Pod on everywhere. So yeah.
Alrighty, and then Samee, where can people find you before we go?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Samee Ramirez 14, on Twitter and Stereo at Samee Ramirez, and then here on Mondays hosting movie night. We just did one on In the Heights and Luca that's out right now. You can go check out, and then next week we're doing Fast 9.
All right.
How was Luca?
Yeah.
I didn't like Luca. Samee loved it.
I fucking love Luca, man.
Okay. That's pretty much the critical reaction I feel like has been like people either like it or don't like it. It's like pretty mixed.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. But anyway, you can find me.
Did you see it yet?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
You can find me on Movie Night talking about Luca and In the Heights on that last episode. And then again, probably this week, talking about Fast 9. But yeah, guys, you can find me on Twitter as well at Dom_Martino_, and then on Instagram, Dom_Martino_official. And you can follow me on, or the channel on Twitter and Instagram at AnoraxOfficial across both. And please make sure you go over here to check out some of our merch.streamelements.com/Anorax, and then over here, streamelements.com/Anorax/tip. Much appreciated, guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications. We're also on Spotify now, guys. There's a couple episodes behind on there, but we'll get that back caught up. I do apologize about that. We were actually having a couple technical problems last week when it came down to uploading things and getting things converted to audio form and stuff like that, but we are going to get that going. I did find the fix for that and what was going on. It was just a simple computer issue that I had to fix. But anyway, please make sure you do all that, guys. And I want to thank Samee and Cisco for being here again. This has been another episode of the Anorak Entertainment Podcast. I've been your host, Don Martino. Thank you all. This has been fun, and we'll see you guys next time. Good night. Later.
Family.